There's no question that the referees have been horrible all season long. Ask the Jet fans. How many times have we caught the referees not making calls, holding off the defensive players for the Jets? That's the way football goes, guys. You're not going to get every single call. Tom Brady, of all people, speaking out and throwing the referees under the bus when they were protecting him when he was in the NFL for 23 years. So I'm not surprised that Tom Brady's no longer in the NFL. He doesn't plan to come back in the NFL, that he's complaining about the referee calls now and saying that the NFL has become soft. Meanwhile, it's been soft since you've been in the league. It's transitioned into softness, not hitting the quarterback. That all happened with you when they tore your ACL, not to go after the knees. That's the Tom Brady penalty. The game changed because of quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. I'm not saying that Tom Brady isn't one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Of course, Tom Brady's going to come out and complain now that his career is over. Mahomes has the Brady treatment. We have watched that all season long so far. Every time somebody puts their hands on Patrick Mahomes, there is a call. I understand you're trying to protect the quarterbacks. They're the superstars on the field. They're your franchise player. Most of the top quarterbacks are the franchise players of your organization. The Patrick Mahomes, the Justin Herberts, the Jalen Hurts. These guys are your franchise. If they get hurt, your season is over. When you look at quarterbacks like Tom Brady, who has got every single call when he was in the NFL, Tom shouldn't be speaking. When you hear Davante Adams come out at a press conference and say, I'm here for greatness. I'm not here for wins and losses. It only tells me one thing about Davante Adams. Why did he leave the Green Bay Packers to go to the Vegas Raiders if he was looking to be great? Josh McDaniels isn't the coach to get you to be great. Why they brought Tim Tebow over there with the Broncos? Josh McDaniels was not there for more than 2 years with the Broncos. He's going on his second year with Vegas. Every single player that plays for him has not liked the way he's coached. If you look at his offensive trend, this guy's an offensive coordinator. He comes from the Patriots. His offense with the Patriots and Tom Brady were amongst the league's best. You look at where they are ranked right now and where they were ranked last year, they're amongst the worst. If you're there for greatness, how great could you be in Vegas? Davante Adams' numbers are there. He's still amongst the league's best. He doesn't have that connection like he had with Derek Carr. And Derek Carr was forcing the ball to him last year. Jimmy G, he's all about the team. He's all about Josh McDaniels. Jimmy G is not healthy once again. Now you have guys like Hoyer. Davante Adams, over the last 8 years of his career, played with arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers. You go back to greatness. What made you decide to go to the Raiders if you're all about greatness? If you were all about greatness, Davante, you would have stayed there in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe Aaron Rodgers would have decided to stay there with the Green Bay Packers if that happened. He moved on. And what's going to happen in the offseason when you're not happy about the offense? Davante's going to be asking for his way out in the offseason. He doesn't want to be there. The only reason why he came out and said that he wants to be a Raider for life is trying to hide what is going on in the locker room. Jacobs is not happy there. He didn't get his extension. He signed a one-year deal with incentives, just like Saquon. Do you really think that Jacobs is happy to be there? Darren Waller is happy that he's not with them. At one point, we were talking about Renfro being one of the best slot receivers in the league. Ever since Josh McDaniels took over for that team, what has happened to him? This team offensively is horrible. And you can see the statistics that they're not good. Defensively, they got better. But how much better have they got? They're horrible too. They're 3-3, and the only reason why they're 3-3 is because they beat the Broncos, Packers, and the Patriots. I cannot see Davante Adams getting traded at the trade deadline. I think they'll wait until the offseason. They can get more for the buck. The Raiders are moving towards a playoff spot. There's no way Davante Adams is getting traded. And who's going to be able to afford that contract? He's making $28 million a year. He's the second highest paid wide receiver in the league behind Tyreek Hill. I know everybody keeps bringing up the Jets. How are they going to fit that in their salary cap? They have to pay Elijah Vera-Tucker, Mekhi Becton, if they decide to bring him back. Is Laken Tomlinson going to take less money to come back as a New York Jet and play for Aaron Rodgers? I don't see Davante Adams going to the Jets. As he came out and said that he moved to Vegas because it's closer to his family, he left Aaron Rodgers, who's one of his best friends, to go and play for his best friend in Derek Carr, who's no longer the quarterback after 1 year with the Raiders. Where do they go with this? I think Davante Adams, he's a great player. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league. It's alarming when you hear a player come out and say it's not about wins and losses, it's about greatness. That's alarming. If I was Josh McDaniels, I wouldn't be happy that one of my best players is coming out and saying it's not about wins and losses, it's not about the team, it's about me. It's about greatness.